Professional Inquiry Project. My driving question is, what are ways I can successfully integrate computer science into the already existing second grade curriculum? Whether we're fighting climate change or going to space, everything is moved forward by computers. Teaching young children to code early on can help build skills and confidence and energize the classroom with learning by doing opportunities. Richard Branson, an entrepreneur. This is the graphic organizer I came up with for my computer science theme. In the middle are the key computer science words that I would like to introduce second graders to. I have also listed the different subject areas, and in the rectangles, I put down different activities that I will be using to integrate. Pathways to finding connections in the curriculum and create and implement lessons are going to happen with these different resources, which I will be covering next. These are the resources that I am using to support my project. The first resource is the Maine Department of Education Computer Science Profile page. I discovered that the Maine Department of Education has a page on their website with computer science educator profiles. They're divided by regions of the state, and I'm going to show you that right now. In each area of Maine, the computer science teachers and just regular teachers like Amanda Doherty, she's a kindergarten teacher in Windham, and if I click on her, I can see the kind of things she's doing in her classroom. So I have added myself as a CS profile, and I'm planning to connect through this main website. The second resource is the Integrate to Innovate Research to Practice partnership that I am part of. I'm part of this Research to Practice partnership that's creating a shared vision of how school districts can successfully integrate computer science into the pre-K to 8 curriculum through effective professional development structures and meaningful collaborations with other school districts and MMSA. May 4th, we're having an all-day symposium. I'm part of the group sharing hands-on activities after lunch. This is the website that explains the Research to Practice partnership. There is some very good news. The Education Committee met last week, and it was proposed that the most tangible way to move forward would be to develop a CS education grant program that would provide funds for under-resourced schools. It may be a big leap forward for computer science education, and there was interest from both the Republicans and the Democrats to fund this. This is a Twitter resource guide, my third resource. Here are Twitter chats I'm interested in following. I have followed in the past. I find Twitter as a resource extremely useful to gaining insight into education issues I'm facing, as well as having a network to reach out to with questions. I find the conversations meaningful and that they really support me as a teacher, and they support my students. This resource is a list of the different standards that second grade teachers use, the literacy and math ones, along with the different computer science standards. The standards are definitely an integral part of this project. I need to become familiar with developmentally appropriate computer science concepts for second graders and then weave them into the different units. This is my tech department volunteers. Michelle, she is brand new to our district, and she's coming into my classroom once a week. And Gary is, he was last year's tech support. he retired, but I'm using both Michelle and Gary to support me. I'm using my curriculum guides, preparing lessons, and I'm going to be sharing them on my Weebly website. But Michelle and Gary are very important resources because as a second grade teacher, they'll really help me make my computer science integration happen. The artifact that I'd like to share is that I created a little computer science keywords book in Pages. These are the different second grade words that we will be going over for computer science integration. And I'm just going to keep this handy, and that's going to be things that I can focus on. So that is a little artifact. And there we go. CS Integration website. I created a website to share the pictures and the descriptions of the computer science integration that's happening in my classroom. I'm going to take you there right now. So I created this website, and there's that's how it starts, and I've given a description of what I'm doing. And then I've done some unplugged activities that we started the year off with. And I talked about the curriculum guide that I used to implement some unplugged lessons. I've also added an unplugged photo gallery with some pictures, and also a description of my plugged in activities. And I'm really working on developing more and more of these activities for my students. So on my website will be a description of how I'm using these resources. And here is a plugged in photo gallery with different subjects and kind of just a little description of what I'm doing. And the final thing I'm sharing on my website is our videos from my lessons. And this is a Billy Goat's Gruff retell.
I might just went the wrong way. First try, Emmy. Give me a high five.
Awesome. Good.
So as you can see, there is a great deal of enthusiasm with the students for computer science integration. I'm going to read you just one paragraph from my reflection. Through this professional inquiry, my eyes are even more open to the value of teaching computer science concepts in the elementary classroom. The research supports this, and as Steve Jobs stated, everybody in this country should learn to program a computer because it teaches you how to think. We're not programming a computer in second grade, but there are key concepts that can be taught. These skills are critical in the workforce these days, and I feel confident in time they will be added to the curriculum. Thank you, EDT 561, for your support and help with my discoveries.